Hey, Patriots. Check. 1 2 1 2. All right, let's make sure we're working okay here. All right, let me go over to Rumble. If you're on Rumble, make sure that if you're having any issue with hearing me, you shouldn't be. Let me know in the comments. All right. Hey guys, I see you now in the live chat on Rumble. If you want to interact on YouTube, you can go there as well. I posted the links on all my social media sites. So you have an option on YouTube. Your comments can be brought up to the screen. I know I always say this, but this will not be a long podcast. I'm just jumping in real quick. I'm going to show you one thing I'm going to show you is the folks over asking about the Pop Talk icon. We'll do that once again, and I'll present that shortly, and then I'll cut this out of this live broadcast, and I'll create a clip and I'll post that to my social media accounts to show you as well, so you don't have to sit through and go through the whole podcast to find it. So, sounds and looks good. Excellent. Thanks, guys. Okay, so I'm making sure we're up and running. All right, so it's no secret that I don't like to put myself out there as like the only targeted man. That's ridiculous. But I am targeted on Facebook, no question about it. I did sneak back on to try and create a page without posting any news. I did the same thing with Instagram, no news, and I lost both. I lost the Instagram the other day, and I lost the Facebook this morning or early this afternoon, shortly ago, 2 3 hours ago. I don't know what it was. So I'm gone from there. All right. I have been gone from there. I wasn't going to post there. I just kind of created a personal page. Believe it or not, it'd be nice, kind of nice, to have a personal page to just post, because all my platforms are news related. And I thought, well, it'd be nice to just have an outlet here. And I'm not even allowed that. So I'll think that one through. I do want an outlet still. I like to post personal things as well. It helps me a great deal. So, all right. Okay. If you have any comments, questions, hi guys, how are you? I can't bring up you're on Rumble right now. One, be sure to hit that like button. Very important. Hit that like button on this podcast right now. Okay. The like helps me a great deal. All right. Also, make sure you hit the follow button as well. If you're on YouTube, same thing. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. All right. This way, and you can set your notifications. You'll always be notified. I had no intention of coming on here 2 p.m. in the afternoon. I was playing the week out. Like, okay, I'll break in when I see fit. I'll plan a weekend podcast, which I still would like to do for Sunday. I felt it was a need to break in here today. So it's 2 p.m. Eastern here on the East Coast. All right. So, all right. We have a few of you on there. Again, I'm at Mindfix TV News, at Mindfix TV News and I'll put the banner at the bottom on YouTube. Okay. In the beginning of any live stream or podcast, if you're just joining or if you're new, I like to get the technical stuff out of the way. I like to get the information, how to find me. At the bottom of the ticker there, you can see where I'm at. And again, I'm no longer on Facebook. Big surprise. Big surprise. Um, I have been posting to Pop Talk regularly, just like I'd be posting to Facebook. And I will show you that. As a matter of fact, let's get that out of the way. And then we're going to get into, I'd like to touch on three things. Well, you know, okay. The most important thing we need to touch on is the press conference that Biden just had. I knew it was coming. I saw uh, the the little in the lower third when I tuned into Fox. I saw Biden to speak soon at the White House. I told somebody who was watching it, I'm like, I know exactly what that is. I said, did they say what he's going to speak about? And they said no. And I said, I know exactly what that is. It's going to be uh, about Alexei Navalny. No question about it. I knew it before they even told us. And sure enough, that's what it was about. I can I can see these things unfolding before my eyes before they even make it public. I know what is coming. I know their playbook like the back of my hand. When I woke up this morning, and I'll put the let me do this pop talk. We'll do that at the end. I'll do the pop talk icon thing at the end. And this ain't going to be no long show. I knew that the when I woke up this morning and I saw the news of the death of Alexei Navalny, who died in a Russian prison. Okay. I knew this immediately was going to be a situation where it's going to um, trickle over in the international community, but more importantly, into the U.S. government #, NATO. Okay. So first thing I do is I say, okay, let me search Alexei Navalny news, and sure enough, there's Kamala Harris, there's the government, there's Adam Schiff, there's all kinds of them, all the deep state players, all your puppets on your screen on the left, Hillary Clinton, you know, they're all making statements. I posted them. And I knew right away, oh, they're going to run with this. Now, first of all, um, let me put a disclaimer on this. Those who follow me understand, and I don't really have to explain that I pay very close attention to world events. Okay. Let me go back. Let me do a quick check on Rumble. Yes, Brand, I'm going to touch on East Palestine too, as well. I should have loaded the videos and pictures that I have. I went to East Palestine because of all you who donated money. You donated thousands of dollars. I went in the very beginning when it happened, and we went there. I went to the church, the East Palestine Church. It was what was it? The Church of Christ. I forgot the name of it. I could be wrong. Met some fine folks there. I videotaped it. They sent us in the direction of people who we gave $1,000 to. I was influenced by Benny Johnson, who did that. He went there too, and you guys helped, and we went there and we did that. It was great. We stepped up as patriots. We gave back to that community. And of course, Biden's coming here late. I'll get to that in a minute. So let's get back to Russia here. It's this is the most important thing right now. Now I understand that we're watching. Okay, you're watching a major soap opera happen right now on your television screen, especially yesterday. Yes, I posted it. It is important. That soap opera that's going on with Fannie Willis and in Georgia is very important because this is bigger than, like, I know we a lot of people are having fun and comparing it to Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, but it's really not the same. I know it's a circus and it's ridiculous, but it should infuriate every single American, no matter what political affiliation you have. Okay. Yeah, that's just it's very important to show the corruption. I said Donald Trump right now is running his campaign. His main part of his campaign is this is days in court. This is campaign gold, and this is how he's going to win the election. But will there be a 2024 election? So we go back to what I'm talking about. Today's breaking news: what Alexei Navalny dying in a Russian prison. I don't for a second believe, and again, I am not pro Putin. Okay, I know I've talked about Russia. I pushed it. What I've really done is, I mean, I'm not flying the Russian flag, but what I'm trying to say is we're being lied to on a mass scale. We're being lied to. Look at Tucker Carlson over there right now, going around, which I'm so happy about. Going around Russia, showing the economy, comparing that McDonald's thing. Went into the grocery store, went to go and buy $400, thinking in the American mindset of the American dollar, food for the week for him and whoever's staying with him, for the guys, a couple guys that are staying with him in their place, to buy $400 worth of groceries. They go to buy it, and when they check out, It's what was it? A hundred and some dollars, $108, I believe it was. It's night and day. The West is lying to you. They have been lying to you, and they're lying to you right now. Whether they're taking advantage of a situation in the death of Alexei this morning, okay, or I don't know. I can't say, and I don't want to start any conspiracies, but how do I know that some CIA asset didn't work his way in? The only news that I'm getting is that he collapsed and died. He wasn't attacked. He wasn't murdered. He just collapsed and died. I can't even fathom for the life of me why Putin would put a hit out on him and for him to die. He knows the repercussions, what would happen, which it has today in the international community in the West here. What would happen? And it's happening. I knew Joe Biden would come on your TV screen. If you haven't seen it, you're going to sit through it. It's very short. Okay. Let's listen to his words. This is important stuff. It's not about, oh, I don't want to listen to mashed potato brain. I get that. I get that. But you're talking about the so-called president of the United States took the stage just a little while ago and addressed the entire country, the world, okay, because we know the world sees that. This is the stuff that's important. I talk about events and the puzzle pieces. This is huge. Let's go to the
I'm heading off to East Palestine in a moment, but I wanted to say a few things this morning about Alexei Navalny. You know, like millions of people around the world, I'm literally both not surprised and outraged by the news. Reported death of Alexei Navalny. He bravely stood up to the corruption, the violence, and all the bad things that the Putin government was doing. In response, Putin had him poisoned, he had him arrested, he had him prosecuted for fabricated crimes, he sentenced him to prison, he was held in isolation. Even all that didn't stop him from calling out Putin's lies. Even in prison, he was a powerful voice for the truth, which is kind of amazing when you think about it. And he could have lived safely in exile after the assassination attempt on him in 2020, which nearly killed him, I might add. But he was traveling outside the country at the time. Instead, he returned to Russia. Knowing he'd likely be imprisoned or even killed if he continued his work. But he did it anyway, because he believed so deeply in his country, in Russia. Reports of his death, if they're true, and I have no reason to believe they're not, Russian authorities are going to tell their own story. But make no mistake, Putin is responsible for Navalny's death. Putin is responsible. What has happened to Navalny is yet more proof of Putin's brutality. No one should be fooled, not in Russia, not at home, not anywhere in the world. Putin does not only target his citizens of other countries, as we've seen what's going on in Ukraine right now, he also inflicts terrible crimes on his own people. And as people across Russia and around the world are mourning Navalny today because he was so many things that Putin was not. He was brave, he was principled, he was dedicated to building a Russia where the rule of law existed and where it applied to everybody. Navalny believed in that Russia. He knew it was a cause worth fighting for, and obviously even dying for. This tragedy reminds us of the stakes of this moment. We have to provide the funding so Ukraine can keep defending itself against Putin's vicious onslaughts and war crimes. You know, there was a bipartisan Senate vote that passed overwhelmingly in the United States Senate to fund Ukraine. Now, as I've said before, and I mean this in a literal sense, history is watching. History is watching the House of Representatives. The failure to support Ukraine at this critical moment will never be forgotten. It's going to go down in the pages of history. It really is. It's consequential. And the clock is ticking. And this has to happen. We have to help now. You know, we have to realize what we're dealing with Putin. All of us should reject the dangerous statements made by the previous president that invited Russia to invade our NATO allies if they weren't paying up. He said if an ally did not pay their dues, he'd encourage Russia to, quote, do whatever the hell they want. I guess I should clear my mind here a little bit and not say what I'm really thinking, but let me be clear. This is an outrageous thing for a president to say. I can't fathom. From Truman on, they're rolling over in their graves hearing this. As long as I'm president, America stands by our sacred commitment to our NATO allies, as they have stood by their commitments to us repeatedly. Putin and the whole world should know, if any adversary were to attack us, our NATO allies would back us. And if Putin were to attack a NATO ally, the United States will defend every inch of NATO territory. Now's the time for even greater unity among our NATO allies, to stand up to the threat that Putin's Russia poses. You know, I send my deepest condolences to Alexei's staff and supporters. We're going to continue his work despite this loss, despite all of Putin's desperate attempts to stamp out the opposition, and most of all to his family, especially to his wife, his daughter, and his son, who've already sacrificed so much for their family and a shared dream for a better future for Russia. So I just want to say God bless Alexei Navalny. His courage will not be forgotten, and I'm sure it will not be the only courage we see coming out of Russia in the near term.
Okay, one more. I want to play one more clip from that, and we go into some questions. But I'm just gonna play this one.
That the death of Navalny was a consequence of something that Putin and his thugs did.
And to be clear, you warned Vladimir Putin when you were in Geneva of devastating consequences if Navalny died in Russian custody. What consequences should he and Russia face?
That was 3 years ago. In the meantime, they faced a hell of a lot of consequences. They've lost and/or had wounded over 350,000 Russian soldiers. They've made in a position where they've been subjected to great sanctions across the board, and we're contemplating what else could be done. But what we were talking about at the time, there were no actions being taken against Russia. And look, all that's transpired since then.
Can you say whether you're looking at increasing sanctions on Russia right now?
We're looking at a whole number of options. That's all I'll say right now.
Is there anything you can do to get ammunition to the Ukrainians without a supplemental from Congress?
No, but it's about time they step up, don't you think? Instead of going on a 2-week vacation. 2 weeks. They're walking away. 2 weeks. What are they thinking? My God, this is bizarre. And it's just reinforcing all the concern and almost, I won't say panic, but real concern about the United States being a reliable ally. This is outrageous.
Are you more confident now that you'll get the Ukraine aid given what's happened today?
Well, I hope to God it helps. But I mean, the idea we need anything more to get the Ukraine aid. I mean, this is in light of a former president's statement that saying Russia, if they haven't paid their dues to us, go get them. Come on. What are these guys doing? What are they doing?
Sir, how concerned are you?
Okay, that's enough. There's a number of things that he said in there. Okay, one thing in particular he said, I wrote it down. He literally said the clock is ticking. Okay, whose clock is ticking? He didn't say whose clock is ticking. Now, I've come on here since October and said the clock is ticking now. Okay, now, we all know it's ticking. We're leading up to Donald Trump's presidency. Is that the clock he's referring to? There's a timetable on everything because time is running out. 2024, this is it. This is the fourth quarter. So whose clock are we referring to? It's their clock right now. And he turned into his little creepy old man blaming the Republicans for not getting it done. He also said we have now what they did, I mean, you're all seeing what I'm saying, is they're using his death, Alexei's death, to get this funding. as soon as they heard about it. Now, if they did not know this happened, immediately they came together, and if they had nothing to do with it, and they said they're going to jump all over this and use it today. Or they were already prepared because they knew it was going to happen. I don't know. I mean, how he died and whose hands are dirty in it. Yes, it's very suspicious, but here's the other thing, too. Okay. You have all these leaders, so-called leaders. And just go look at their social media account today. The Hillary Clintons, the Adam Schiffs, all those players. Kamala Harris today, and go on and on. There's a bunch of them. Just go to any of theirs. And anyone who pisses you off on the left, who has a position of power, go look at their social media today. They're talking about this. Why did they not mention the American who died in a Ukrainian prison just recently, Gonzalo Lira? Why not mention him? He's an American, for crying out loud. But no, you can't do that. You can't do that because he was like Julian Assange to an extent. Now, I mean, I'm not putting him up there like that with the same type of news per se, but he was a whatever you want to call it, a truther. He was there getting out the story in Ukraine. They did not like that. They jail him, and he dies in a Ukrainian prison. Mainstream media, butkus, dead silence. Who's reporting it? People like me. That's who's reporting it. All your favorite independent news reporters that are out there, we all reported it the day it happened. I've been an advocate for Julian Assange for years now. For years. Why aren't we talking about that? That court date is Tuesday. Let me double check. I'm almost 100% Tuesday, right? Yes, Tuesday. Tuesday and Wednesday. They have the court on the 20th and the 21st. What happens that day? They are in the high court over there. And this is his last plea, his last attempt to stop extradition to the United States. The Australian government just this week voted and won to bring back Assange to his home, which is in Australia. The government stepped up. And they're pleading with Britain to release Assange. But the whole problem is they kiss the boot of the United States. This is a terrible thing going on. I think Julian Assange is what do we want to call it? The poster child for freedom of press, for independent news reporting, for free speech. The founder of WikiLeaks. I am very well aware of Mike Pompeo's view on Julian Assange and how he feels. You know, I go back and talk about he was the director of the CIA, Pompeo was. And the bottom line is the CIA was embarrassed. They were embarrassed. Now, if they wanted to do the right thing, people would have been held accountable. If you know the story, you should know the story of Julian Assange and the release of that footage out of Afghanistan, the killing of innocent people by our own U.S. military. It's devastating. But they're going to lock this guy up and throw away the key. And now that he's been sitting in Belmarsh prison, and Tucker just went to go visit him too. You're not allowed cameras, or you can't get an interview. I know that. I knew that ahead of time. But here we are coming up on Tuesday. You go back to today, they want war. Now you need to understand something. We are at a critical point. The clock is ticking. We are at a critical point right now. We are at a very critical point right now to where, I'm going to say this right. And I'm very careful about not wanting to fearmonger. But we talk about the scare event, okay? We talk about the scare event. We're here. We are here. We are at the doorstep of that. right now. Remember my podcasts. Remember these live streams. Can always come back. This is not about my ego or getting things right. This is about me being ahead of the game and getting information out to you and getting you prepared. And prepared for what? For what's to come. How you prepare is up to you. I've never told anybody to run out and buy supplies and go hide in a bunker. No. But I think you should be prepared with information and in the answers to why, the whys of what is going on. Because there's going to be a lot of people who are going to, when something goes down, and it will go down, they're going to be in front of their TV screens. They're going to be like, they ain't going to know what the hell is going on because they're not informed. They're either misinformed or uninformed. Information is key. I am gone for Facebook for a reason. They're preparing for what's to come. You guys are going to get nailed on Facebook. I can predict it now like a genie. Pretend I'm a psychic medium, which I don't believe in. All right? You're going to get shut down on Facebook. It's inevitable. It probably depends on the nature of your account. If you have a very quiet account for a long time now, you have a better chance of staying up. You got to use camouflage over there. But right now, they're on to many people. It's coming again, and I'm not going to be part of it. There's going to be another purge because information right now is vital, is so vital to what is happening. So what is going to happen? What do they want? And what is so important, and my point to what I was about to say, is that it's bigger than just sitting back and saying, oh, they're sending another whatever $60 billion. I think it's a combined pack. What is it? 95 billion with the other Taiwan, Israel. I think it's 60 billion. Whatever. It's an abundance of money. Money that should. Can you imagine the amount of money that we've sent there already, and then the money we want to send there now? If we put that into America. How can people not see that our government is at war with us? This is not about they can care less about me and you. They can care less about me and you. We are at war. I showed that picture today of on my social media of Lloyd Austin in his office. Behind him is the American flag and the Ukrainian flag. I said, well, if this isn't the picture says it's a treasonous picture right here, it says everything. And let that be the poster for this terrible movie that we're living in. The scare event is coming. I've talked about it and I've talked about it and I've warned about it. I've never could give a time frame, but now I'm so confident right now that it's coming. I am one thing that concerns me and it should concern you is that they're going to send our sons and daughters over there. I'm sure some of them are already deployed, whether they're in Poland right now or wherever they're stationed. They don't get their orders until the last minute. They don't know what's happening. You have Donald Trump being strung out in different states, and that's their idea right now. Putting Trump in different states. They think, well, normally if you had caught a felony in like 4 different states, let's say I'll use myself for example. If I caught a felony in 4 different states, I'm not going to go to trial and go to court in all 4 different states. They're going to come to you. The government's going to come to you and offer you a plea deal, so you don't have to do that, and you're going to cop out. Most people would. Well, we all know Donald Trump is not going to do that. One, he has the resources to not do that, but that's their idea. They want him to cop out. He's not going to cop out. You and I would, because we don't have that type of resource, and we would lose. And that's what they're doing right now. Putting all the puzzle pieces together and looking at what's happening is how you paint your picture on a daily basis. Today's new puzzle piece was the death of Alexei Navalny. Also, you got to keep in mind too. Look at what Jesse Waters' story was this week, and it broke. Of course, they're not going to talk about that. Oh, Fox is the only one, but they're not going to talk about that on the other channels, on the other mainstream channels. I did cut this particular video together. Okay, now again, I'll play it real quick. It's short, but this particular video I cut together as an you'll see how I cut it if you haven't seen it already, to where it the possibility of the binder. Okay, you got to think about what's happened since the Putin interview, how they attacked Tucker, the news that broke. They're doing everything they can. The clock is ticking. They're doing everything they can to still drive into your mind, into the mindset of people that Putin is the enemy. Biden just came, I just played the clip. Biden just came on there and literally said to the world, think about this, that Putin killed Navalny today. Well, it could be true, but we don't know that. And for a world leader like the president of the United States to come out and publicly make that statement, he is poking the bear. Putin, too smart, too wise, too educated in the art of war. He's not going to take the bait. But you don't go out and say that. I can't even fathom the thought that Donald Trump would come out if he was in his position and say Putin killed him without definitive proof. But he came on the world stage just shortly ago and said that. That is so irresponsible. As far as the national security threat that broke this week, and it seems to be tied with Russia having these nuclear weapons being able to be orbited in space. First of all, I've always thought that they're already up there anyways. All of us who have, between China, United States, and Russia, who knows what is up there. All right. But I can assure you that this government is lying to you. As we all know that. You don't need me to tell you that. They're lying to you on a mass scale. They're doing so. Look at the things they're saying just this week. The things about Russia's going to have nuclear capability. We have a national security threat right now to all American citizens. Today, Navalny dies. Putin is a dictator. They are prepping and grooming the people of the United States, so the sleeping people of the United States who don't have a clue to what is going on here, that we have to go in. And when I say we, I mean NATO. NATO has an exercise right now with 90,000 military soldiers. 90,000. And the military exercise is, I don't know, it's going on for like 4 months, whatever. All right. Who had a military exercise for months? Well, that was the Russians. They moved to that border. Again, I'm not saying Russia invaded Ukraine. You got to understand the definition of that. Yes, they went in, but it wasn't their invasion. I look at it as a defense. If you know the entire history of what happened, you have to go back to the Cold War. You have to go back to the agreement with NATO. But people have short attention span today. They don't like to do the research. They believe what they're told. That's why we have, reels, apps, short videos, because our attention span becomes shorter and shorter and shorter. And so they just believe what they're told because things are moving too fast and we don't have time to research. It's coming. It's coming. I don't know on what scale. Will it be stopped before it happens? But I'm telling you, it is coming. I'm still sticking to it. Cuban Missile Crisis 2.0 in some capacity. And that's where we're headed towards. Yes, we have things that could possibly happen in the form of a cyber attack on our grid. And this is me being careful because I don't want to fearmonger. But look at that Netflix movie. Look at the government that's come out over the past year a couple of times and warned us about how vulnerable our grid was or is. I mean, that's not a conspiracy theory. I mean, that's a fact. You have a movie coming out in April called Civil War. They would love Civil War. They would love Civil War to go in and usher in martial law, stop the election. Oh, sounds far-fetched, but it's not. Look at everything we've been through. Yeah, I'm going to be the guy that stays on this train, and I'm going to ride it out until the end. And I'm going to continue to inform people. Sure, I'm on the other side of your screen right now, giving you I guess you'd call it an educated guess of what's to come. But I know that I'm right. Will we have World War III? That's to be determined. But I can tell you this. They want it. They want it bad. I mean, listen to what you just heard. They want it very bad. And I can tell you, I'm going to be the first one to report it day in and day out and keep you informed and keep people informed. At the end of the day, I mean, we're not here for I told you so. You know, that's just ego. I really don't know. I really don't know how I feel about that. It'd be nice to gloat. I get that at the end of the day, but I don't want that. We all we want is a better future for our children, our grandchildren. We have some darkness to go through right now, and it's coming. There's no question it's coming. Biden just said a clock is ticking. I don't know exactly what that clock is in his frame of reference, in his mindset, or in their plans. I have a general idea. We all have a general idea. We're talking about it. We all know there is this clock ticking as well. They have come this far. They are not simply going to say, geez Louise. We gave it our best shot, guys. All the guys around a table in a secret bunker and all the deep state players. Well, we gave it our best shot and it didn't work out. Restore their accounts. Let Donald Trump have it or try again in 4 years. Oh, that laugh of mine right now is a laugh of fear. It's not going to happen. It is not going to happen. I'm not seeing, they might try, but I'm not seeing, it's already too late. I mean, we're in, what is it? It's the middle of February. If they were going to do the whole lockdown new virus thing, it would have happened by now. And that's just my opinion. If they're going to try it, I think it's not going to succeed. They know it's not going to succeed. This is why it hasn't been implemented. What will succeed are two things: Civil War and World War III. That'll succeed to an extent. But how far it goes, we got to hope. Our hopes are in something that these guys wearing this color hat are really in charge. And I have to believe that they are, because here's why. Look at the panic on that side of the aisle. They are panicking tremendously. It's just not about Donald Trump getting in. They would have took him out by now. Something is definitely there. There is a presence there, and they know it. And I believe it's in the form of this. It's there. All right. Here's that piece I was leading up to. Let's take a look at it.
An extremely serious story and serious allegation by multiple credible sources.
The biggest scandal was when they spied on my campaign. They spied on my campaign.
There's no real evidence of that.
Of course there is. It's all over the place.
Brand new details about how Obama's CIA targeted Trump and started the entire Russia hoax.
You know, this is 60 Minutes, and we can't put on things we can't
No,
verify.
you won't put it on because it's bad for Biden.
We can't
Look, let me
put
tell
on
you,
things we can't verify.
Leslie, they spied
And-
on my campaign.
Well, we can't verify
It's been totally
that.
verified.
No.
But according to new reporting by Michael Schellenberger and Matt Taibbi, the whole thing was a CIA setup.
But you just don't want to put it on
No,
the air.
as a matter of fact, I don't know that.
Okay.
Former CIA Director John Brennan identified 26 Trump associates to be targeted by the Five Eyes Intelligence Alliance. The details of this entire operation have been stored in a top secret binder in a secret room in Washington. Trump ordered the whole thing declassified, and now the rumor is that the binder might be missing.
Hi, Ivanka. Happy birthday, Eric.
What about this binder that encapsulates this whole thing and no one knows where it is right now, or Trump has it? What's that?
So we just finished our interview with Vladimir Putin. We're in an ante room in the Kremlin, waiting for our car to come, having a cup of coffee. I'm sitting here with the folder, kind of old-fashioned, I haven't even opened it yet, of documents that Putin gave me. I've got my nighttime reading.
There has been widespread speculation that this binder was the reason or a reason for the FBI raid of Mar-a-Lago, and we'll be discussing that tomorrow. But obviously, if this binder contains what we have been told that it contains, which may include raw intelligence, information showing that the U.S. government, the CIA and the intelligence community of the U.S. government, initiated the Russia collusion hoax, that it did not occur in the way that the official story, including the Durham investigation, had portrayed it, then that's extremely serious information. This is a huge, huge story. I mean, I've been thinking about it in the history of the United States of America. Have we ever had something like this where the intelligence community was weaponized against a political candidate and using our foreign allies to do it? I can't think of a more important or dramatic story.
We have it documented. We have it in texts. We have it in all sorts of forms. They knew about it. It was a terrible thing. Should have never happened and should never be allowed to happen again to a president. This should never happen again. This was a setup like we've never seen. I think it's the political crime of the century.
Mr. President, I'll give this ball to you, and now the ball is in your court.
I'm here with the folder, kind of old-fashioned, I haven't even opened it yet, of documents that Putin gave me.
See those puzzle pieces that I put together? I don't know if it's connected. I've always questioned that video. That video with Trump in the red folder, that's staged. That is staged. That is done on purpose for us to see who acts like that. In turn, that's like that was directing like a film, saying, okay, now, and then when I pan this way, the perfect pan of the camera in Donald Trump's red folder was staged. I've directed a few things in my lifetime. That was completely rehearsed. So what was it? That was the folder, the red folder, January 6th, that footage is from. Then I connect the ball, Putin, the folder to Tucker. Are they connected? I don't know. I just threw them in there for you to just say, what is the possibility? But look at everything that has gone on this week alone, or since the Putin interview with Tucker. It's unreal. There's a lot of misinformation going on too. Putin just came out and he was interviewed again. Reporter asked him who we'd like to see win the U.S. election, and he said Biden. You have to remember, okay? And I had a lot of people message me and to give my take on it, and I didn't even post it. I've never even posted that clip because I'm like, come on. Of course, he knows who's listening. He knows they're listening. That is not meant for us. That is meant for the Biden administration. And it was, in my opinion, it was a great insult to the Biden administration by Putin saying that. He was basically saying, you're weak and you're predictable. Sure, continuing the presidency. And for Biden to come on there and talk about those sanctions, Tucker is over there right now showing you the sanctions are bullshit. They have backfired on them. Putin was completely prepared. He was prepared with the other countries, aka BRICS, China, Saudi Arabia, Iran, India. I'm posting things almost on a day. I can post things on a daily basis how the US dollar is being cut out right now. And these are BRICS countries. I just posted yesterday. I think I did Iran, and then yesterday was somebody else cut it out. I forgot who it was. It's on my social media. Go back and look at yesterday's post. It's happening. All right. We're going to wrap this up. I'm going to get into that Pop Talk icon thing real quick. Here's Joe is on his way here. I live in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm about 45 minutes, approximately 45, 50 minutes away from East Palestine, Ohio, which is more down south towards Youngstown, that direction, from Cleveland up here. And I was there last time. Like I said, the community is great people, incredible people. And I did see the Fox coverage of it, and people are out there already protesting, and that town has their Trump flags flying. They're not going to get anywhere near there. If they do go through there, the mainstream media is not going to show it. The people how they feel. Yeah, you're just not. They're going to make. And like I said, the reason that he's going there on a Friday, I learned this in broadcasting school. Go back to 1990. Okay, that the worst possible slot for news is Friday evening. Anybody in the industry will tell you that Friday night news is the worst. It's because you're all coming home. You can care less about the news. You want to escape. You want to go to dinner. You want to go to the bar. You want to go to the club. You want to go to the movie. Whatever it is you want to do. Last thing you're going to do is say, I'm going home on Friday night to watch Fox or CNN. And that's why Friday night is the worst slot for news. He's doing that on purpose. He chose Friday night because he comes in under the radar. They'll talk about it on the weekend, which weekend news is not exactly the greatest slot as well. Now, this happened on a Monday, be running in a cycle all week. But he's coming here. And who's really going to pay attention? Us. Just us who are on this side. That's it. So, again, this is a setup. He's coming here on Friday night. They know how the media works. They know this is the worst time slot for news. They'll come in, get out, and say, oh, I went. It's all for a campaign thing. And I don't even want to get into that. His time is short. He's not running. I'd be shocked if he is. He's not running. We'll find out who is or what happens. And that's a whole other thing. Here's a resident from East Palestine this morning.
I had several people call me and ask me if I could block the entrance of the town so that he can't come, because it's been over a year and now he wants to come when it's election time.
Allison says he's lost tens of thousands of dollars since February 3rd, after his tenants up and left for good during the vinyl chloride controlled burn. Allison had to decontaminate and renovate his abandoned units.
Okay, so that's just a short clip right there. I forgot what I got loaded here. I have something else in here. I don't know what that is. I was there when I was there last year. I can tell you for certain, pretty much when I first got into the town, I saw about 3 U-Haul trucks pretty close together of people moving out at that time. When I went to the church over there, and if you guys are listening, how you doing? They were fantastic over there in East Palestine when I went. They like I said, they worked with us. They helped direct who should get the funds. They pretty much ran that show for me because I didn't know where to go. And then so I thank them for that. But that town of people are, it's kind of like small town America, if you will. People were really gracious and humble, and it was a great experience over there. It really was. It was terrible that we had to do that, go there for that, but it was a great experience. Hold on a second. Let me
This is
see.
an
Okay,
extremely
that's what. I'm
serious.
sorry. All right, I wasn't sure. I had one more. It was a double. Okay, so here's what I'd like to do, real quick. I want to edit this piece out later so I can post this online. Let me look at my notes. Okay, so we're going to talk real quick and we're going to wrap it up. Let me go to Rumble real quick. If you are on Pop Talk, okay, somebody in the comment section said, where can we get this video, Bruce? Which video are you talking about? I'm talking about lots of videos. So in the Rumble comment, I think that's Josh. I don't know what video you're talking about. Let me know in the comments on Rumble what video you're referring to. Let's see. I have, if you're referring to East Palestine, I have those. They're all gone. I mean, I have those. I can repost those easily, but you can't get to my Facebook anymore. Heck, I don't know how many accounts have I lost since East Palestine last year. Maybe you guys would know before I would. All I do, I don't keep track of dates. I just keep track of the number of times, and it's 39 to be exact, if I'm not mistaken. Facebook account's gone for good. 39, yeah, and we're gonna keep it at that number. I just can't go back over there right now, for that matter. So speaking of not going back there, all right, here we go. Once again, I did this on a show beforehand. All right. And you'll see all you have to do. There's my cell phone. Okay. You'll notice right here, you'll see the purple P. And you'll notice right up below that is my browser. I use Mozilla Firefox. And the way I do it is you go into Mozilla only once, and you bring up poptalk.io, poptalk.io. You sign up, create an account. I'm there. Lots of people over there now. But to get it on your home screen, okay, all you have to do is, let me open up Mozilla once again, and I'll go into Pop Talk. Give me a second here. Okay. So you log in on your browser. It doesn't matter what browser. I'm not telling you to get Mozilla. I just don't like Google. And there's my Pop Talk page, okay? You see those 3 dots right there? Everybody has them. The top right hand of your screen, click it. That opens. Look, go down. See where it says add to home screen? Just click it. I'll click it. And then it says Pop Talk, my name. I already have it, but I'll hit it again. Hit add. Okay. And my phone asked twice, do you want making sure? And I said, yes, that's what I'll do. Add. And there it is. I just did it in front of you. It's that simple. It's not difficult at all. Just hit those 3, hit add to home screen, and hit add. Now you have it on there, and now you can literally grab it and move it to your home screen. And if I were to do that right now, there it is. So if I hit it now, I just added it. I'll open it for you. And there it is. Same thing as an app, if you will, except I don't think you will get notifications. You just got to go on. It doesn't matter. I turn off my notifications for everything. So that's it, guys. I will cut that up. I'll put it on my other platforms so you can see. And that's it. If you, I'll do this again. I will, right now I'm planning on coming on Sunday. I'd like to do another Sunday wrap-up show. Okay, if you will. I will do that. Again, as always, without having to repeat myself, but I will. You can absolutely count on me for coming in for breaking news, okay? And I will always keep you informed. if you're on Rumble, hit that like button, hit that follow button. If you're on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Okay, guys, I am out of here. I go cut up that video. I'll post it. I'll go catch up on the news. Matter of fact, let me do one thing. I always regret this. Let me take a look. Since I have your attention, let me look real quick. Bear with me. I'll just see if we got anything breaking. This way I could bring it to you in real time. 1 second. Okay. All right. I'm not seeing anything right now. So nothing to report as far as immediate breaking news. All right, guys, I'm out of here. I will talk to you real soon. Keep posted on my page. Follow me on Pop Talk at Real Bruce Snyder. On X at Real Bruce Snyder. Telegram, Real Bruce Snyder. Rumble at Bruce Snyder. YouTube at MyFix TV News. Where else am I? I think that's it right now. Okay. All right, guys. I'm out of here. Talk to you soon.